A dead body is the last thing you would expect to see in a TikTok, but that's exactly what happened. People were left to wonder if what they had just seen was real or fake. These questions would create one of the darkest TikTok mysteries. Beanbag Adventure was a Chinese TikToker known for his urban exploration videos. He would go to abandoned locations to film and explore. He had grown a small audience that would dedicatedly wait for each upload. But in 2022, he would make a trip to an undisclosed location in rural China, a place he would only refer to as the abandoned laboratory, where he would uncover a dark secret. In February of 2022, a video would be uploaded on TikTok, leaving many users not only shocked but disturbed.
来吧，兄弟们想看的地下实验室，心理承受能力强的朋友，随着镜头来。接下来大家所看到的一切物品都。
While the rest of the footage cannot be shown, Beanbag Adventure points his camera towards a pool filled with a dark liquid, revealing a collection of small bodies partially submerged. Even though he had a mask on, the smell would be too much for him. When the video was uploaded, many users assumed it was fake, believing him when he said that the bodies were just props from a movie. But there were some who speculated that he only said that to avoid the video being taken down, and they were convinced that specific details in the footage would have been impossible to fake. You could see the ribs and skulls on some of the bodies, and some were even missing organs. There were also insects visible in the water around the bodies. This level of detail would have been very difficult to fake. But there would be more. Almost a year later, he would return.
兄弟们，防空洞里面那个实验室，一池子小孩，一池子小孩。今天我又来看一看，拍上点视频。胆小的勿看啊！接下来。
During the second visit, people would notice bottles that weren't previously there, scattered pieces of clothing, and also the pool was now covered by a tarp. This meant that someone was still actively visiting the building. When he pointed the camera to the pool, it was clear that the bodies were in a much more decayed state now. This confirmed for many that the bodies were real. In early 2023, these videos would begin to go viral on the internet, leaving Beanbag Adventure no choice but to return once again, and this time go deeper into the tunnels. He would discover an unborn baby preserved in a jar and bags of bones. It was clear that whatever purpose this building originally served had been forgotten for decades, making it the perfect place for whatever was now happening. There's a fourth video where he explores the outside of the underground laboratory. He would find more bottles identical to the ones in the tunnels. He would also see more children's clothes and toys. Some believed that this place might be a serial killer's dumping ground, but considering all four videos, it suggested that something was happening here on a scale too large for it to be from one person. A more popular theory was that the place was being used for organ trafficking. The organs were being removed at another location, and this is where the bodies were left behind. This seemed possible because a lot of the bodies were missing organs, and also because of the fact that the location of these videos was in China adds weight to this theory. The black market for organs is an industry that generates billions of dollars each year. China has a history in this illegal market because their high demand for organs is often greater than their supply. It's suggested that they not only take the organs from executed prisoners, but possibly execute prisoners for their organs, or in some cases, remove them while they are still alive. This would explain why Beanbag Adventure believed his video would be censored, as he thought that his own government was responsible. As the conversations continued, things would take a turn. Beanbag Adventure's channel would disappear. Only a few days later, it would reappear, but all of his videos mentioning the place were gone. He would never speak about this place in later videos, prompting many to believe that this was a sign of a potential cover-up. However, there are some issues. Beanbag Adventure's behavior doesn't come across as genuine in his videos. It seems like he's acting because of how upbeat he is, compared to the situation he is in. If you go back far enough, you can find other videos he's made where he discovers a body, but his edited blur and framing of the subject make it seem like he's definitely trying to hide the fact that it's not real. While this hurts his credibility, I can't disprove that his later videos were fake, which is terrifying to think about. Also, if they were fake, why would he delete them? In the end though, was he a whistleblower exposing corruption in China, or simply a TikToker trying to get more views by making an exciting video? But there is one TikToker who would cross the line for views like nobody else.
I love you. I really want to make that shit I love. Why they call me a hookah? I love being blown on all night. Cha-cha! Get lost!
This is Alex Bodger, a TikToker from Vancouver, Canada. When he wasn't annoying strangers, he would be making comedic shorts. His self-proclaimed goal in life was to become famous, but despite his efforts, he struggled to gain any traction, only gaining a few hundred followers on his social media accounts. But everything would change on March 26, 2023, where he would receive a significant amount of attention, but for all the wrong reasons. Alex would be across the street when a 37-year-old father was stabbed for asking a man not to vape next to him and his daughter. People would be left horrified by the brutal attack, but they would be left haunted by the actions of Alex. Alex, seeing this, runs over from across the street to record. As he is witnessing this, he adds his own commentary.
Man stabbed, bro, right here. Right here. This guy just stabbed this guy, man. This guy just stabbed him, bro. He's dead. He's dead. He's dead, bro. He's dead, bro.
He was so excited because he thought that this was finally his viral moment. It gets worse though. He then turns his camera around and starts filming himself with the victim in the background, essentially taking a selfie. After recording these videos, Alex would share them with police, but he would later post them to his social media accounts, stating that they were too good not to share. His Snapchat name where he first posted the clips says everything about his motives. Do it for content. Alex would find himself in controversy as people questioned his actions. He was described as clout-hungry and disturbed. It wasn't just that he didn't do anything to help, but he was trying to exploit the situation. He would only prove people right when he would return to the scene the following day. Came back to the same spot to smoke a cigarette. After this video, it would be obvious just what kind of person he was. He would go live on Instagram several times to talk about the incident, at one point to blame the victim and say that he deserved it. He would ultimately suffer no consequences other than being hated by everyone and having to private his accounts. But there is one TikToker who was loved by everyone and suffered consequences that they never should have in the first place. Nikolai Lebedev, a popular TikToker and streamer living in Moscow, Russia. At the time, he had over 10 million followers on TikTok and 2 million followers on Twitch. He would upload this video on November 7th, 2022. The video was a recreation of this Russian state media video, showing a Russian soldier throwing away a bomb dropped by a Ukraine drone. His video was viewed 30 million times. Only a day after it was uploaded, Russian officials were aware of his video. They disapproved of it and thought that it was disrespectful. So on November 9th, he would be arrested. When police would show up to his place, they would escort him in a van. During the drive, he would try to get in contact with his lawyer, but his phone would be taken away. The official reason for his arrest was violating immigration laws, and while he had been admittedly living in Russia illegally, it was clearly just a reaction to his video. During his time in police custody, he would be tortured and berated until he agreed to apologize for his video.
I really understand the mistake I made. I repent and I am very ashamed. I think if I had been in the place of that soldier I would not have survived. I feel like an animal. Forgive me if it's possible.
In court, he would be found guilty of violating immigration law. Afterwards, he was transferred to a detainment center to await deportation to his home country, Moldova. Mistreatment would continue at this new facility until his lawyer eventually tracked him down. Following a complaint and a visit from a human rights inspector, he would begin to receive better treatment. On November 24th, he would make it back to his home country. While a traumatizing experience, he wouldn't let it stop him from joking about the situation. You made it to the end of the video. Thank you. You're awesome.